Hey everybody, what's up? It's That's the Beast, coming live from the Hashmark Network. Doing a little review of the UFC Vegas 45. Um, Not much to, pretty solid card, not much to really um, get too thrilled about. It was a great way to end the year. A lot of exciting fights. Um, the undercard, I missed the first match of the night just because I had lost track of time. Um, but Jordan Levitt beat Matt Sales via submission. Missed it. It was an inverted triangle choke. Happened in round two. I did catch the second fight, which was Dantel Mays versus Josh Parisian. Dantel Mays is who I bet on beforehand. Just kind of looked up some of his stats. Looked at what I thought he was capable of. Went ahead and put a bet on him. He ended up winning via TKO in the third round. And then we come to a couple. We had a rough go with Raquel Pennington. I definitely bet Macy Chase on that one. I just thought I thought maybe Pennington was getting a little older, but she was not getting older. She ended up winning via the guillotine choke in round two. Then I really got a good one because I did bet on Melissa Gatto versus Ciara Eubanks, which Eubanks was about 8-6. I thought Melissa Gatto was definitely. I figured they probably putting her in to like give her a little boost, get her up in the rankings. So I won that one. Then we turn around, we go into Justin Taffa versus Harry Hunsucker. And I definitely bet on Hunsucker on this one and lost. But it is what it is. I kind of went every other on the undercard. As far and then Gerald Goldschmidt, Gerald Mischart via Dustin Solvis. I had money on Mearshart. Mearshart won via submission rear naked choke. Just really, it was like I don't know how to explain it. It was not. I wasn't really drawn into the fight too much. The main card though was really what was a really good a good card. It was a good way to end the year. Probably UFC 269 would have been the best way to end the year. Have this card before it and then lead into 269, but it is what it is. When you've got Derek Lewis at the end of the night, at the end of the year, doing what he does, it's always something special. So Cub Swanson came out and just he lit it up, lit up. He lit up Elkins. He did look. He did have his hands low a lot, but worked for him. So you can't blame the guy for doing what works. But I fully expect him to probably maybe have one or two more fights in his career. Everybody close to him, I hear, wants him to retire, but it's really hard to if you enjoy doing something to give it up, even if you want to keep doing it. Next one I had I bet on Matus Gamrot. He won via TKO ref stoppage. I don't think I caught that fight. I don't remember that fight very, very much. I do remember the Ricky Simon fight. I bet on Ricky Simon. My buddy told me to put money on him like a couple weeks ago. So that's who I was always going to go with on him. He's got that sweet mullet. He beat Diego Ferreira. It was pretty. He pretty much had that fight in the bag. Um, not much to say about that. You know, and then Amanda Lemos versus Angela Hill. This was such a crazy fight because it was a split decision. They had it going um, 28-29 for, I think, Hill, and then 30-27 for Lemos, and then 29-28. I had money on Lemos, but I do think that she won the fight. Um, she landed the more significant strikes. She pushed the pace a lot more. Um, she was the more effective striker. I mean, Angela Hill did get some takedowns in, um, but I feel like Amanda Lemos had the better of the exchange, um, and the stats don't lie. Um, but yeah, that was a good fight. I definitely need to watch it again because I do think there's some value in watching it again because it was a close fight. It was you know they're trying to probably get Lemos up there. She's up there in the rankings now. I just saw her on the rankings, so they're probably trying to push her up more. I think. Um, then the next one was the co-main event of the night. Bilal Muhammad versus Stephen Thompson. This did not go how I thought it would go. Um, I ended up putting money on Stephen Thompson just because he is such a dynamic striker and can just land punches, kicks from out of nowhere at weird angles, things you didn't even think of, and it just leaves you going like, what? What happened? Um, but Bilal Muhammad just put on a grappling clinic. Won a unanimous decision. Just basically from the start to finish. He basically handled Thompson. Which they always said that Thompson's biggest downfall is his grappling. So I mean, how can you win a title if you don't have effective grappling? And unless you're really lucky, like Silva against Sonnen, where he just puts him in a triangle with 2.5 minutes left to go in the fight. Uh, but it is what it is. The main event, wow. I had money on Dawkins to win this just because I thought that they were going to, make Derek Lewis some sort of like gatekeeper in the division, but he's not a gatekeeper. He's a knockout artist, and he does what he did best. Um, Dawkins came out and tried to stay away from Lewis's power, but it's so hard. You can't escape him because just he got Dawkins in this like he got him backing up and he caught him and he just relentlessly just went after him, knocked him out. It says 3 minutes 36 seconds in the first round, and he just once he saw that weakness, he was all over it, just like piranhas on a piece of chicken. He just and he just boom, and I think he understands that he might get another shot at the title, but he's probably skill wise not going to be a champion. He's not a grappler. If you take him down, he's not going to be able to do it. Cyril Gahn picked him apart. I don't think he could go with Ngannou. I just don't think that, I think his time has come and gone, and he's probably, gonna fight big money fights from here on out. He's gonna fight people, and he's gonna get paydays. But I think I don't think he cares. I think he wants to make money and entertain people, and he loves to fight. So let him keep fighting people, let him keep knocking people out. If he does, if he said something about if the championship fights could be, 3 rounds, he'd be great. Which I agree. He's not built to go into the 5th round. I think he might. I think they probably put him in a fight with. I think they put him in a fight with Stipe first. He'll probably lose to Stipe because Stipe needs to fight for the title. But they're not going to let him fight for the title. They're going to have him. They're going to have him fight somebody before he fights for the title. He should wait. He has every right to. He was the champion last. He didn't get a rematch. Cyril Gane's the interim, so they obviously have to fight. Ngannou and him have to fight. Leave Stipe out. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight Lewis, and then Lewis is gonna lose, and he might not. He has that power, but I think Stipe is smart enough to beat him. We're gonna go with who does Lewis fight after that when he loses? Well, if Tuivasa wins, he's inside the top 10. Derek Lewis probably drops to 5 or 6. That fight happens next year. I'm telling you, Tuivasa and Lewis are on a collision course. They're both characters. The UFC loves them both. And what better than to put that on on a main card midway through the year? I think it's going to happen. Put him on with O'Malley. Put him somewhere in that fight. Put O'Malley against anybody. People are going to watch him. Put Lewis versus Tuivasa. Your pay-per-view buy rates. Boom. There you go. You'll have a mega event there. Sorry, I yawned. Just doing this a little bit later, about midnight here. So yeah. Tuivasa, Lewis. Then who does Ngannou fight after that? Ngannou has to fight Stipe. Then what happens there? Does Stipe beat? Does he fight Ngannou? Does he fight Cyril Gane? I think Ngannou is going to beat Gane, but I've been proven wrong before. We just got it's one of those things. Lewis is not gonna be. I don't think. Maybe he fights Ngannou if say Ngannou. I don't know. Ngannou fights and beats Cyril Gane, and then he beats Stipe. Then you bring him in versus Lewis. Lewis has beaten him before. That's a very viable matchup, and that's something that I would be very interested in seeing. So I mean that's the end of the year right now. So there's not another one coming up until January. So I just thought I would kind of, while I'm, I've got about 20-30 minutes here to do a little podcast here about MMA. I'm just going to talk about the fighters I'm looking forward to watching next year. And I've got a list of them. I don't know how many, 15, I don't know. But there's a lot of guys that are going to be very interesting to watch next year. And ladies. I put ladies on there too as well. So I'm going to start off with Paddy the Baddy. I don't even need to say his last name. Everybody knows who Paddy the Baddy is, right? We don't do ifs or maybes, right? We deal in absolutes. And he is an absolute monster. I think he is going to do well next year. I think he's going to fight at least 3 times. He's going to get ranked. And then I don't think he's ranked. I didn't see him on the rankings. But he's going to fight 2 or 3 times next year, get ranked. And then he's going to get set up well for 2023. But he's such a unique guy to watch, and he's so entertaining, and he can knock people out. The next guy I want to talk about, obviously, everybody's talking about him. Everybody has some sort of opinion on him. They either love him or they can't wait to see him lose. I'm talking about Sugar Sean O'Malley. This guy, man, I am a big fan of his. I watch his podcast all the time. Him and his coach Tim. They're two dudes, just like me and my friends. Except for one's in the UFC and the other one, is cool ass dude. But next year, I think we see Sean O'Malley. He might fight Yanez, which I don't see why that would be a bad thing. I think he said he's got one more fight left on his contract, so why not make that money against someone that's unranked or top 15? If Yanez is in the 15, I say make it happen, and then have him fight someone just outside the top 10. Have him fight Garbrandt. I think that's gonna happen. It'll probably go Garbrandt, or not Garbrandt. It'll go Yanez, Garbrandt, and then he'll fight someone, just maybe inside the top 10, like number 8, number 9. Does he fight someone like Dominic Cruz? Maybe. But dude, he's a great watch. He's great. He's entertaining. I think he's a smart businessman. There's not a lot of, I don't know if there's a lot of fighters are out there that are about like the business side and the brand, building a brand. He's building a brand. Sugar Sean is a brand, and he's doing it right. He's just beaten whoever puts UFC puts in front of him. Could he fight? Could he fight Cheeto Vera again? Yeah, he could. And I know I've said in the past, I don't know why I said he lost to Smolka. He beat Smolka, and then he'd probably tell you that he beat Cheeto Vera, but officially, it's a loss on the record. But do we see him fight Cheeto Vera again? We'll see. He could fight him next year, and then we'll see if he did win the fight, and if he can win the fight. I want to see him grapple, though. I know he says that he's good at his ground game is solid, but we need to see it. The next fighter that I want to see next year as well is Rose Namajunas. Rose Namajunas is awesome. Anytime you count her out, she just proves to you that she is the best in the world. She says it. She says it. She says it to herself all the time during her fights. Before the fight, she tells, "I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best." She is the best. I don't think there's anybody. I think another fight with Wiley or Whaley, I can't remember how to say it, but another fight with her would only cement how good she is. But I don't think they're going to put her up against her, right away again. But that might be her closest competition unless she goes up in weight. But she's one of my favorites to watch. She's just, I don't know, such a sweetheart. She's just, you can't help but root for her. Anytime she's in the cage. Have even watched her Ultimate Fighter series. She is a beast. That's why she's the champion. She's proven time and time again that she belongs there. The next fighter I want to see really bad next year, and I hope it's soon, is Tai Tuivasa. I want to see a shoey. I want to see that dude go out there and knock someone out and then drink from a shoe. He's going to, just like Lewis, he's going to have to learn some ground game. He's gonna have to learn some ground game if he wants to be, up there with the champions. Because right now it's not there. We don't, it's heavyweight is evolving, but it's still that one punch is gonna knock someone out. So two, Tuivasa, just because of the sheer entertainment that he brings to a fight, and and him knocking people out, and then his after fight celebration and his interviews. He's just from top to bottom great to watch and entertaining. So some of the people that I want to watch are just entertaining. They're not necessarily like these amazing fighters, but they're in the UFC and they made it there for a reason. Next one, I want to see Amanda Nunez. I want to see her come back and beat Juliana Pena. For whatever reason, I don't think we've seen Amanda Nunez the way it was that last fight. That was not Amanda Nunez. She was just, there was something off about her. I don't know if her conditioning wasn't there. Her maybe her just her mindset wasn't there, because she had COVID. Maybe coming into this fight, she was just still having lingering effects. Maybe there's something else going in her life. Who knows? I think there was something just off about that fight. She did not fight intelligently like she usually does. She went and tried to play that game where she thought she could get hit numerous times and then come back and knock out Pena, but no, just something was off about it. And I think she comes back and she shows the world just how dominant she is still. I think we see her come back and win that title. And I said that last podcast, but I think it's the truth. I just think she does. I still don't. Because you can't sit there and tell me that Pena can beat the next person I'm going to talk about. And Amanda Nunez beat her. Split decision, but she's beat her twice in her career. So Valentina Shevchenko is the other one that I want to see this year. I am a big Shevchenko fan. Love that woman. She is so precise with everything. She throws kicks, they land, boom, right where she wants them. Punches, right where she wants them. She's in and out, constantly moving. Good head movement. I want to see her defend her title against someone that's going to give her a challenge. Or I want to see her fight Amanda Nunez again. But I don't want to see her fight the Amanda Nunez that Pena fought, because that wasn't Amanda Nunez. It was someone else in Amanda Nunez's body. That's all I got to say. Israel Adesanya is the next person I want to see. Stylebender is just so... He's such a complete fighter, a complete striker. He's good at grappling. The kid's intelligent. When he fought Anderson Silva so intelligently. He almost knew what Anderson Silva was going to do before Anderson Silva did it. And you look at him fight anybody, it looks like he knows what they're doing before they even do it. So I want to see him next year. I want to see him. I think they said that he's probably going to fight Whitaker sometime. I want to see him knock out Whitaker again. I just don't think Whitaker can do it. I just, Izzy's a different breed. After Adesanya, I want to see more of Islam Makhachev. I think I probably murdered that name, but I want to see him fight because he is gonna. I think he's gonna end up with a title this year. I think he's gonna end up taking the title home. He's just so he's a complete fighter, and I said that at the beginning of this year when he has fought probably. Can't remember if it was like in. I can't remember. It was like I think it was like mid-year. Watch him basically just dominate that whole fight, and then it ended with a rear naked choke. I think he's gonna. His striking needs to improve, but there's some point he'll probably prove that it's not a big deal. He's been, he's fine. Who needs striking when you've been wrestling bears your whole life? So, and then after Islam, we talked about who I said I want to see fight, Derek Lewis. Ngannou. I want to see Ngannou fight this year. I'm really excited to see him fight. Gone. I think he's going to be gone, but who knows? I think Ngannou's got a lot of. I think he'll stick around and fight for the title. Even if he loses, he'll probably end up contending for it later this year. Stipe Miocic, he's gonna fight Lewis this year probably. Because what else are they gonna do with him? It's just they got to have him fight someone. Sorry for the yawn. Then we're gonna see Nate. I want to see Nate Diaz fight. I want to see Nate Diaz fight anybody. I'll see another Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal fight. He's got one fight left on his contract. Then don't be surprised if Nate Diaz doesn't re-sign with the UFC and goes and fights Jake Paul. Just as simple as that. He's gonna get that money grab, and I bet he comes back to the UFC only if he beats Jake Paul. But that's the only way I think he'll come. He'd get re-signed after not signing and then fighting Jake Paul. But he's gonna fight Jake Paul. Maybe Jorge Masvidal gets out of there. Maybe he gets money to fight Jake Paul and knocks him out. I didn't put Jorge Masvidal on my list of people to watch fight this year, but mainly because I don't know. I like Masvidal as a person, but like I don't know. I don't get excited to watch his fights. Even though he does knock people out, it's just like I can't even. I've seen him fight for the title twice, lose twice. He's just gonna be doing money fights, money grabs. I think. For his tenure in UFC. After Nate Diaz, I want to see Money Mac. I want to see Conor McGregor make his comeback this year. I don't think they're gonna give him Oliveira right away, but I think they'll give him someone. Hey, don't be surprised if they put him against Islam. That could be a real possibility. Seeing him versus Makhachev would be big, and especially if he can beat Makhachev, that would be where that's where he would get in line for a title shot. But I don't see it right away when he comes back. He wants to have that when he comes back, but I just don't see it. Who could he? I don't see him. I don't see him fighting Poirier right after he comes back. He's ranked number 9. Dos Anjos, he could fight Dos Anjos. Probably Makhachev though. Maybe Chandler. So like RDA, Michael Chandler, Makhachev. So 4, 5, and 6. Whoever's ranked 4, 5, and 6, I think he could fight them very well. Um, Maybe he fights even as far up as Dariush. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he fights one of those three. It's probably gonna be someone he can beat though. Probably Chandler, maybe because he's the highest rank. Maybe Dos Anjos, but they want to get him up in the top 5, and then that way it looks good on them to have him fight Oliveira. But it's the UFC and it's Conor McGregor, so they very well could just skip through what they should. All right, I'm at the 30-minute mark. I better just skip through these. I got only like 4 guys left I'm really wanting to watch this year. Charles Oliveira is the other one. I really was impressed with him. I counted him out against Poirier and he delivered. His chin is suspect as hell though. I don't see him. I don't know. I just don't. I think someone's gonna hit him hard enough to where it puts his lights out. Every time I'm scared to bet on him because he gets hit in the first round and he just looks. I don't know if he's playing with people or what, but I want to see Oliveira fight. I'm excited to see him fight. I'm looking forward to any pay-per-view he's on. Next person, I'm gonna Brian Ortega, T City. Dude, I want to see him. I want to see him fight again. I want to see him get in the cage. He's exciting. I think I want to see some more, some weird triangles out of him. So he almost had Volkanov in a few that he could have submitted him, and he needs to work on his cardio. But I think he's gonna get back up there. He's gonna get back up there and contend. Maybe not this year, but next year. I want to see him face Volkanov again, and I think he can beat him. I want Ortega to be champion. I think he's just he'd be good for the UFC as a champion. Jiri, I don't know how to say Jiri's last name. I'm not even gonna try it, but yeah, I'm excited about Jiri because guess what? He's Czechoslovakian, so am I. That's what I have. That's what I'm mostly like. I'm not like 50% or anything, but like that's my great grandmother was full blood Czechoslovakian, so that makes me like 12.5% or something. I don't know. And then Hazmat Chimaev, Chimaev. That's how you say it. I want to see him. I want to see how like good he really is against some tougher competition. So seeing him, and then that's who I really want to see. And then finishing up, I'm going to talk about 2 things, and they're just going to be real quickly. Word out now that Dustin Poirier and Nate Diaz are very close to signing a fight. I don't think it'll be in January. It'll probably be the February pay-per-view. But definitely excited about that. That's really big news because Nate Diaz and Poirier were supposed to fight a long time ago. Fight got canceled. To see them back and to see them together and fighting, I think it's a Poirier win, but Nate Diaz is just a dog, and I think I still think Poirier though on that. Next, I'm going to talk about the Jake Paul fight against Tyrone Woodley. I know it's not UFC; it's kind of not my thing, but I do follow a little bit of boxing, and I'm just gonna say the little like glove twist. It's a little suspect. I don't think it's fixed though. From just the highlights I've watched, he faked body a lot, and then just when he faked body that time, Woodley dropped his guard and just boom. And if you watch it, the way that he hits him, when he hits him, the sweat fucking blows off the side of the head. Tyrone's his lights go out, and he falls forward. You cannot, him going out cold like that, you cannot fix that. And even if he did, where he dropped his guard to let him hit him that hard, are you going to risk CTE for a money grab? I don't think so. But it could be. I'm just saying, I don't think it's fixed. I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I'm an MMA fan. I'm a UFC fan. I don't want to see Jake Paul win any more fights, but that wasn't a fixed fight. The subtle thing with the wrist, I don't think that's anything. Just my opinion, because I think you get hit. I think you cannot fake that. And why would you let someone put you to sleep like that? I don't know. But that's my show for the week. Hope you guys are starting to see this show. Anything that you guys think I can do better for the show, let me know. I try to bring a little more enthusiasm this week. I know sometimes my delivery can be a little dry, but it's like I feel like I do better with a co-host, but we haven't discussed anything. I haven't found anyone yet either. So it is what it is. If I find someone, where we can both feed off of each other, that would be great. But until then, it's just me right now. So I'm doing my best, and it'll only get better. So, well, until next time, I hope you guys have a good one. This is the Beast. Oh, check me out on TikTok, ODB at ODB Gaming. I just hit 1,000 followers, so I can actually go live now. Sweet. All right, see you guys later.